Good morning and welcome to another episode of Morning Java, brought to you as always by our friends at the Get Go Cafe and Market, where this month they're featuring hot dogs. Sunday, hot dogs.
I love myself a hot dog. I seriously do. Give me that beef. Give me like some cheese. I'm a big fan. You know why I like a hot dog is because when you put the chili on the hot dog and it doesn't have beans on it, that's the way a hot dog should be.
Hot dog sales have slumped in Pittsburgh recently because of the trade of a certain hockey player. Let's talk a little bit about baseball. The Pirates are, dear God in heaven, they're 4-19 since the All-Star break. Setting aside anything immediate, just how? Wow. I mean, that's a question I keep getting asked a lot, and I just started to casually answer, well, they're not that good, but then we weren't saying that before the break.
No, and they still go out. They still, try to come back in the 8th and the 9th inning. They get guys on. They score runs. They still battle.
Yeah, the whole concept, by the way, of quitting, I know that doesn't wipe away the badness of it, but they're not quitting. They haven't quit. This is a collapse that's based on talent and performance. That's really it.
Yeah, I mean, let's be honest. There's no help. It would really help if Josh Bell wasn't waving at the bat at the ball from both sides of the plate right now,
because
he
is.
He is. It's been really, really bad slump that everybody wants to bring up the All-Star break and the home run derby.
Not him.
But it's pre that. I mean, we're talking
get into
about
a round. I mean, this idea that there's nothing about the All-Star break that, there's no way it was the break. They started pitching him away, a lot of off-speed junk, and he at one point decided that he was just going to not get walks, so he started hacking.
Yeah, he gets into this. We saw it last season, and it got really bad to the point that he's constantly trying to make the adjustments where he's making subtle changes to the way he moves his feet and changes the balance of his body. He changes his approach to the pitcher, and that he changes his whole swing.
But it isn't just Bell, man.
No, it's not.
I mean, this is where, everyone likes to point the finger at somebody, and it's not easy in this case, not when you're losing this much. Now, if anything's really fallen off a cliff, I don't even know if you can say that about the pitching, because the pitching, had already jumped off the cliff at some point back in May, right? I mean, but the pitching has been still the biggest disappointment, because you can say injuries affected the team through the first 3 months of the pitching staff. But then Trevor Williams comes back. Then Joe Musgrove comes back. Chris Archer was never really hurt for any extended period of time. And now Dario Agrazal. Nobody is pitching well anymore. I'm not even getting into the pen.
Yeah, I mean, we heard Clint Hurdle go into it after the game where he talks about the Pirates faced 13 batters and it was this onslaught of 6 or 7 left-handed guys. And, that does account for something. And when you're looking for a reason why Agrazal might have not pitched the way that he has in his other outings, but I mean, come on, we're expecting Agrazal to come in and be the savior of the Pirates?
Well, actually, but he's been that, and I think that's been one of the. This is when when Dario was doing really well. I thought that was one of the biggest indictments of the previous guys who were here, because Trevor Williams wasn't supposed to be the guy getting knocked around. Joe Musgrove wasn't supposed to be getting knocked around. I guess whatever you wanted to think of Chris Archer in the trade, he still wasn't supposed to be this.
Yeah, I mean, it's not just the starting pitching, and we've beaten this to death, but where was the help?
Have the opponents.
I mean,
yeah.
I'll let you have that. We can end that segment like that.
What do you mean, where was the help? What help?
Where was the help?
Are you talking about the front office?
I'm not even talking about just the middle relief that we've been.
Oh, you're talking about on the field help.
I'm talking about on the field.
See, when I hear help, you know who I'm talking about. Over there at 115
there needs
Federal.
To be help from everybody. We're talking. Agrazal's out there in the 4th inning, and he has to go through 5-6 outs before he finally gets out of the inning. You're watching guys like Josh Bell try and shuffle a ball to second base that ends up going behind him. If the ball went behind him, I have no idea how. You're watching Adam Frazier, a ball ends up in his face. We're watching Colin Moran, a guy who looks at his hat between every pitch.
Did something stupid, and that's not me saying it. That's Colin Moran just said that to me a few minutes ago. He used exactly that term. He blanked out, but the infield in general, we had a game here the other day against the Mets where there were, by my count, 5 different baseballs that went through the infield on what what I felt, maybe a little bit harshly, were makeable plays. Now, some of them would have been above average plays, but they were plays that could be made and weren't. This infield has really struggled. They don't think they're that bad, but of course they don't.
No, they don't, but there's also a reason that Colin Moran was as animated as he was.
He
saw
was
it,
really
I saw
mad.
it. He's never like that. He's never audibly swearing. He's never pounding the glove. He was throwing his glove in the air after
Repeatedly.
that. But then, on the other side, you can't help but talk about Brian Reynolds really quickly, because he did help, and he goes out there and he just does what he's been doing, and he Brian Gileses himself into the stands in left field.
But you saw some Spider-Man action there?
Oh, there was some Spider-Man action.
I didn't
there was
see any
no
Spider-Man.
There was no netting out there, and he did what McNeil did to the White Sox the other day. He just bounced back.
I'll say this, that we can talk about all the bad stuff, and we should, because that's where this team is right now. It's in a deep, dark place. But Brian Reynolds just keeps doing this, man. And I guess to know how or why, you'd have to really appreciate what his personality is. He is the dude that's playing the Johnny Cash song going up to the plate. Nothing bothers him, man. Nothing.